now I've got full respect for Corazon now. Corazon now, he is an absolute champ. I absolutely respect him, and those words that he was speaking about, the will of D, it is like the D name itself, the legacy of D. This sounds like this is going to be something more terrifying, and this is hitting up to the big picture that's going on. Like, what is D? What is, the name between, Ace, Monkey D. Luffy, like, what's up with this name and lore as well? What do they share with it? And this chapter was showing, a little bit of the tiny hints of that. So we know that from the start of this chapter that Corazon's Devil Fruit is the Nagi fruit, and he's like able to like pretty much cut out all the sound, and he's like able to do like a hell of a lot of crazy stuff with this thing. And it seems like, I liked it in this chapter they were showing like the comedy side of him saying like, yeah, he is still a klutz. It's like he was just like, yeah, everything I've been doing is a lie, like not speaking and all that. And it's like, no, it isn't. You're just dumb. It's like that. He's like got his arm on fire. And it's like, oh shit. It's like I love that bit about One Piece. It's like just all that comedy that they add into it. And actually finding out that he's actually like his younger brother of Don Flamingo himself, and he's saying that his brother itself isn't human, that he is just a pure monster. Like when you see him, he was up there being hanged, like his father was like, please, shoot your arrows at me, not at my children. And like Don Flamingo's there like, I will kill every single one of you. And I'm like, oh my god, when he was a kid, he fucking lost it. And like even Corazon, like I guess he's just following him around because he's generally his brother, but it's like out of fear, just thinking about what Don Flamingo is. He is not like, even when he was just a celestial dragon, like sort of time before, even that, when he lost it, he was just an evil little piece of shit. And that really portrays to him now at current time. He is still that evil fucking like sadistic motherfucker. Not to mention as well that when we find out about the D's legacy and all that, apparently that this will cause like a storm, and that they're God's natural enemy, like the stuff that Corazon heard from like way back in like villages and stuff like that. It's like, what the hell are these guys? If they're considered, the celestial dragons are considered as gods, that they're God's natural enemy. So and not to mention as well, from what we know of some of like the weapons as well, like we have Neptune and like Poseidon and stuff like that. So it's like I'm very curious to see if that's actually like if the D's are connected to like them at all. Like who knows, like they can connect to like the Poseidon weapon and like all the other ones that we had to see. There are a lot of things I want to know, and like potentially as well, like on those ruins that like Robin read, is that actually perhaps one of them that actually leads more and actually reveals about the legend of D. There's something more that there has to be to this. That there has to be like there. I just need to see like what's gonna happen next. And it's personally, this was a very big build up for the One Piece series. Not to mention, we see that Corazon is actually part of. Seems like he's the Marine. He's actually got some like close connection to that. That his real name is like Rosinante, like that. And he was even like telling some stuff about to Sengoku himself, like the Admiral. So this is like some big building up right now that he's like some double agent kind of shit like that. Although he's like to law, he's like, yeah, I'm not an agent. Like I don't work for the Marines, but sneaky shit. I mean, he's relaying information, and not to mention as well, he's pretty much like what Virgo is if it was the other way around. Because we see like from the start like of this chapter as well that we see Virgo now like pretty much working his way into the G5, and like only in a year has he built himself up to be, this crazy powerful like Marine, and that was just pretty much all just to get information for Don Flamingo. Not to mention like when Corazon said, I'm gonna heal like Law, and he just dipped like that, and I was like, and you saw how angry like Don Flamingo was. I was like, you've incurred his wrath right now, and I was like, I felt so bad for him when he saw like Law was like everyone like just telling like, he's a monster, get away from him, he's gonna infect us. And Corazon, like a fucking man, was just beating the shit out of these doctors. Like, how dare you say that to a little kid like that? And when he felt so sorry for him. And even when he stabbed him 2 years ago, it was like it didn't even hurt because I know you was hurting more. And I was like, oh my god, the fucking feels in this chapter. And then when even Law overheard him crying, he even shed a few tears. And it seems like they're starting out a bond now. Now he's calling by his name, and they're actually, this is something I really like, that he's still a bond, but I know it isn't going to last long. There's going to be some tragedy heading up soon, because we definitely see, at the end of this chapter, Don Flamingo ringing up. But what a chapter. This was some sad shit today, like for this week of One Piece. Like, honestly, I enjoyed this. I thought this was a great chapter, so I'm going to give this one, like I said, so an 8 out of 10. This was a really solid chapter of One Piece. But that's all from yours. Thank you very much for watching, as always. And remember, I'll see you guys next time.